First into the den, a German-Portuguese duo, Eric Boring and Hugo Alves Souza, who've both sacrificed a lot to follow their dreams and launch their product.
I used to work in the city of London as an equity trader, and I gave up an opportunity there because I saw a bigger opportunity following my passion. And I put all my savings into the business.
That's the Natural History Museum, is it? That's why I got married.
I was working in the hospitality industry, and when I saw the potential of the product, I thought, like, this is the one.
And when it comes to an investment, they've got one dragon firmly in the frame.
Considering our product, I think Peter will be the right match.
Looks like a lens attached to a mobile phone.
With techie background to help us scale our business, we would be very happy. Yeah.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Hugo.
I'm Eric.
And together, we're the founders of Lemuro. We are here to ask for £75,000 investment in exchange for 10% equity in our company. Eric and I, we've got two passions. One is traveling.
And the other is photography. I realized carrying a bag full of heavy camera gear was incredibly inconvenient, and I took the majority of photos on my smartphone. That's how I came up with the vision. Lemuro is a sleek, lightweight camera alternative. An everyday phone case that can mount a set of detachable lenses that will enhance your camera. Now I'm going to show you a demo. This is how the native camera looks. So this is our fisheye lens, 5 times as wide, and see how it changes the field of view.
The market opportunity is huge. Over 90% of all digital images are taken on a smartphone.
That's why we want to disrupt the traditional camera industry, and we would like to have a dragon on board to help us scale our business.
So we're going to hand out some samples, and we welcome any questions.
It's a focused pitch from entrepreneurs Eric Boring and Hugo Alves Souza.
Black case.
They're looking to give away 10% of their company, which produces smartphone lenses and cases to mount them on, in return for £75,000.
I've got a red case for you.
The first dragon to have the business in his sights is retail giant Tuka Suleiman.
So, Eric and Hugo, it looks like a great gadget. Two things. What does it cost you? What do you sell it for?
It cost us to make the cases £2.50 to £3.
Right.
And the lenses is £6 to £10, and we sell the cases for £21 to £29, and the lens is £64 to £67.
100 at retail,
Yes.
50 at wholesale, let's say.
Correct, correct.
So even in a first purchase, you're making 5 times of what you spend, basically, in terms of revenue, which is quite good.
So if I was going to go travelling and I'd probably want several lenses. So what would that package look like to me?
So our teleportrait lens, which can double your optical zoom, and the wide-angle lens. We think that combination is the best, and that will introduce the product to people who will then come back to our website and who will then find accessories such as hand strap, neck strap, the other lenses. Instead of only £150 average, they spend up 200 and more.
So hero product, lot of product hanging around it. OK, thank you.
The entrepreneurs have impressed the dragons with their ability to tempt their customers to multiple buys. Now, Tuka Suleiman wants to get a snapshot of the camera company's sales.
OK, how much have you turned over?
When we started trading, which was mid-December, the pre-orders were about $50,000.
Yep.
And then we turned over about £60,000.
In 4 or 5 months, 6 months?
Yeah. Including the pre-orders, yeah. But right now, our only distribution channel is our direct website.
Good.
So we have turned over all of this, excluding other channels such as retail, Amazon, and so on, which we are tackling at the moment.
Look, it's a nice product and the finish is good, but there are so many of these out in the market. In terms of the quality of a lens, I mean, because that's very important, because sometimes you get distortion on the edges. How does yours compare with competition?
The quality of glass and the finish and the polishing is better. There's one other company in the United States that does a similar thing. So far, they don't focus on the European market at all. They only care about their domestic market. They're turning over 80 million US a year. And
Are you telling me that there's no other company in Europe that is selling a case in combination with a lens?
there's no European company that does it.
It's looking good for Eric and Hugo, as they suggest they have a captive market for their product. Next, Peter Jones, who has some major interests in the worlds of phones and photography.
I'd like to think I know a little bit about this marketplace. You said about disrupting the traditional camera marketplace. You have absolutely zero chance of disrupting the traditional camera market space. You genuinely don't even have a market.
But then, with all due respect, what was the growth rate in point-and-shoot cameras in recent years?
Our growth rate in mirrorless over the last 5 years.
But we are comparing to point-and-shoot and not the pro equipment, right?
No, you can't though, because your product is not going to ever touch that mid-market amateur photographer.
But the
because the
mid-market-
quality of this product is substandard.
It is not.
Of course it is.
Oh, no, it's not.
It is.
But you have evaded my question about the point-and-shoot cameras, and with all
This
due
doesn't even get close. You can't compare this type of product to a camera that you will go and buy to point and shoot if you're on safari. The quality of the image is insurmountably different.
Well-
So you can't compare that.
You compared this to a 2,000 plus pound device, and we are trying.
I can compare it to an entry-level Panasonic camera that's $279. But I would rather have that camera
Yeah,
because
but
the
nobody
quality...
nobody buys these anymore.
That's not true. You have no idea. And also, the technology in the smartphones that are coming out in the next 12 months will mean that your product will be redundant. You will be able to take exactly the type of picture that you can do with anything like this. You'll be able to do that in less than 8 months' time.
I doubt it.
Yes, you will.
I doubt it.
When was the last time you were in a manufacturing plant for a smartphone technology company?
I haven't been.
Never.
You need to go. Biggest learning experience of your life.
Yeah.
You'll sell a few because everybody buys gadgets. But in 12 months' time, when they upgrade their mobile and go, why did I buy that? You've got no chance of this being successful. So for that reason, I'm out.
Peter Jones' damning verdict takes him out of the investment picture. Will Sarah Davies, whose company does half of its business stateside, think differently?
It felt a little bit naive to me when you said there's this huge competitor in the US that aren't selling in the UK.
They're not.
But you implied that that was therefore an opportunity for you because they weren't going to come into this market. I don't see what the barrier to entry to an $80 million company to come into the UK is. That to me should be ringing alarm bells, not shouting opportunity. I'm sorry, but I am out.
Guys, I don't doubt you'll sell some. One part of me is very tempted. However, unfortunately for you, the Americans will be here. Anybody could see the idea and bring it across. And then you've got to come up with something very amazing to keep up. You're like a hamster on the wheel. You've got to keep on going, keep on going. You will be outrun by the big boys. I don't see as an exit in this. So, I'm out.
Tuka Suleiman becomes the third dragon to decline to flash his cash on this photography company. Can Deborah Meaden provide a different perspective on the business's chance of success?
I like it. But obviously, there's a real risk that quite soon it will become obsolete because quite soon we'll have it in our phones, but not everybody turns their phone over every time a new phone comes in. And I've had some of those little clip-on devices. I find them a little bit, I don't know.
Cheap.
Yes. Whereas I feel with this, I'm making a choice. I'm actually interacting properly with the different lenses. So I do like that, but I do think it's a short-term opportunity, and I therefore think it would need pumping right at the beginning. I totally hear the issue that Peter was raising, and Peter knows way more about this whole sector than I do. But I can see enough people wanting it, so I am going to make you an offer. But my valuation is very different to your valuation. I'm going to offer you all of the money, but I want 25% of the business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a huge turnaround for Eric and Hugo, as Deborah Meaden offers the full £75,000. But for 2.5 times the equity they wanted to give away. It leaves just Tej Lalvani. Will he want to be part of the picture?
You're definitely saying there's no other competitors in the UK doing this. I still find that hard to believe.
But I can guarantee you there isn't. Neither in the rest of Europe.
I'm not surprised.
Have you got anything else that you're thinking about?
We gotta introduce an app component as well. This will allow you to detect whenever the lens is attached. And we have another concept, which is a 3D lens.
I just love stuff like this.
Thanks.
So I'm going to make you an offer, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to offer you all the money. I would also want 25%, but I will drop to 20% if I get my money back in 12 months.
Would you be willing to get on board, both of you, and split? That would be our preferred combination.
I know what I need to do here, and I'd rather not share.
Okay, that makes it difficult for us.
Can we think about it? And
I should go and talk to the wall if I were you.
Thank you.
Eric and Hugo have 2 identical offers for 25% of their business to consider.
Du triffst die Entscheidung.
Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich habe keine Ahnung mehr.
Tej Lalvani's is the more competitive, as it reduces down to 20 after 12 months if he gets back what he invested.
All right, we have a very tough decision because we obviously like you both. We would have to evaluate whether you would like to match his terms.
My job is to grow value in your business, and it feels a bit odd to say I'm going to go 100 miles an hour, but I'm going to actually lose equity. It feels counterintuitive. Would I? Would I? Yes, I would.
Making it even more difficult. Obviously, we would like to have both, but if it's really not possible, then we would go for you, Deborah.
Good.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you. Don't say wow.
With the bleed.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Great.
Thank you very much.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Deborah Meaden breaks her own rules as she agrees to a buyback deal. And Eric and Hugo walk away with the £75,000 they were looking for.
Wow, it was great.
Wow.
It was tough.
I'm not looking down that end because I'm going to be told off by Mr. Jones.
I thought when Peter said no, all of them were going to say no.
I'm going to go like
Deborah
this.
Meaden, you are my favourite dragon,
Or were.
but that was not a good decision to invest.
I agree with Peter. In 6 months, it's going to be obsolete. I would never invest in a business like this.
I'm very excited.